Hey everybody, this is Chef Shon. Today we're making vegetarian street tacos for all my vegetarians out there. Had a lot of people saying, hey, what's up with the veggie foods? Well, here we have it. I want to take a small moment out just to give my condolences out to anybody with that virus out there. I know we're going through a struggle, and hopefully you guys cook at home with me, kind of give you something to do indoors. So today we're going to be cooking kale, cannelli bean, mushroom street tacos. Very simple ingredients. We have most of the things at home most of the time, and if you don't, only fresh things we're using today is kale and mushrooms. Beans are out of a can. Here I have some cracked black pepper aged cheddar cheese. I did a little fancier on the cheese. You can choose your liking of the cheese. We have fresh garlic, we have lemons, and roasted peppers. All right, real quickly, let's talk about the aioli. Aiolis are super easy to make. Classical French term for mayonnaise-based sauce is what it is, okay? This is the final product. This is what it looks like, the thickness, the richness of it. You can kind of see the fresh cilantro in there, and the color comes from the red peppers. So everything that went into my aioli was basically the roasted red peppers that we used out of the can. I put that in the processor along with cilantro, along with a quarter teaspoon of the garlic, fresh minced garlic that we had, and about half of a lemon. I squeezed a lemon into there, and I used just regular mayonnaise that you get at any grocery store. You put all those into a processor, and you just process it all together. Combining it together gives you this beautiful aioli. That's for the tacos. Okay. A lot of people make the mistake of going into a lukewarm pan, not smoking hot. Well, you want the pan super hot. What it does is it locks in all the moisture and all the water that all our vegetables contain. And you don't want to start sweating and leaking out. You'll be left with a mushy, more runny sauce or even a dish, all right? So first thing I'm gonna do once my pan is super hot, I'm gonna go with the mushrooms. The mushroom's gonna add the earthiness to our dish here, okay? In with the mushrooms. I'm not going with amounts here. I'm just pouring in. I know some people like to say, oh, 4 ounces of mushrooms, half a pound of this. It's not baking and pastry, this is cooking. And you're gonna have to adjust according to your family and your guest over. So in my pan, I have roughly about a quarter cup of chopped mushrooms in here, okay? I'm gonna let it sear. Mistake number one that everybody does is you wanna grab a spoon and immediately start stirring into your pot. Don't do that. As you notice, I don't even have a spoon in my hand right now. This vegetables that's going in the pan, my mushrooms, it's gonna sear. I want the brown caramelization to happen on my mushrooms for the sugars to release and caramelize, not sweat and mush out, okay? So we'll give this about a minute to 2 minutes, then I'm gonna give it a quick toss in my pan, and then I'm gonna go in with my kale, okay? Everybody's afraid of kale, and I don't know why. For those of you that are not, you know it's a fantastic green vegetable. It's a little tough, it's hard, but it gives you that bite and it gives you the chew that you want, especially on something like tacos. Now we're replacing meat with beans as our protein, and with these nice leafy greens, we're gonna add in the smokiness to our actual dish, our tacos, with chipotle pepper seasoning. This is just ground chipotle and a little bit of oregano. That's our only 2 seasonings that we're using besides salt and pepper, okay? Now, as our brown and our caramelization is happening in our pan here, I'm gonna hit a little bit of salt and pepper, get that going, okay? I'm gonna give it a quick saute here. Okay? And just let it sit. Just hang back, let it caramelize, let it brown. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with our fresh garlic. This is about a nice tablespoon's worth of garlic in here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in and let it coat the mushrooms at the same time, infuse in with the olive oil that's in our pan. That way our flavor is gonna be widely spread over all the vegetables that we're gonna add into it, okay? Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the roasted red peppers. Now, these red peppers are from a can. You can find them at any grocery store. It's just chopped up. I made a few different dishes with it, so whatever reserve I had, I made an aioli for this actual taco with it, and I chopped up about maybe 3-4 tablespoons worth, and I'm gonna put that in next, okay? There's my roasted peppers. And like I said, this is not baking and pastry, this is cooking. So we adjust, that's what we do, right? So if there's certain things that you guys like more, if you're a big pepper guy, pepper woman out there, add more. If you're less, go 3-4 tablespoons. Do adjustments based on your liking, okay? All right, gonna give that a quick stir. After that, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my kale. Nice handful of kale. Now reserve all this. I'm only making tacos for about 2 people here. I'm gonna reserve it for my guest that's gonna come later on. I'm gonna fire up some more fresh tacos. This just gives you a good idea of how it's cooked. And there's a big stem in here. Let me rip that out. You don't want big, huge stems of it. Get that out of there, okay? And let me start cooking that. Now, we can add a dash of white wine in here to deglaze the pan. I'm using a non-stick, so I really don't need that, but white wine also takes it to the next level. It gives it a little bit more depth in the flavor of it. It's very nice. Today I'm gonna be cooking without the wine. You see the leaves of the actual kale is starting to soften up, but I'm gonna leave a nice bite to it. I want the leaves to be al dente. That way when you're eating that taco, you're not gonna miss the meat. And all my vegetarians out there, they know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and go my chipotle peppers. I'm gonna add a few dashes of chipotle in there, give that smokiness, give that spice. I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano in there, and the smell's really starting to come out. It's super fragrant and it's so delicious. And I'm gonna hit it with my beans. I cut 1 can of bean. This will feed easily, this recipe here, with 1 cut bag of kale, 1 can of beans, and about 4 or 5 tablespoons of that chopped pepper will feed about 4 to 5 people. No problem, 3-4 tacos a piece, all right? So I'm gonna go in with my beans here, like that. Give it a quick saute. This is so fresh, it's so clean. This is definitely a taco for my vegetarians out there, and even my meat eaters. Try this recipe, man. During summertime when it's super hot out there, it's so clean, it's refreshing, it's great on your palate, and it keeps you feeling light. You're not super heavy off that meat, you know, that you're used to. At this point right here, it's been cooking for about 1 minute in the pan now to 2 minutes after I added the beans. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the juice of half a lemon. That's gonna give it our acidity in there. That acid is gonna cut through all the nice textures of the vegetables and the creaminess of the actual beans once you get to chewing in the taco. And it'll cut through that aioli that we made, which is also a mayonnaise-based sauce. So the richness, you gotta have that acidity cut through it, all right? Saute that. I'm gonna give it a quick taste here myself. Just, you know, gotta taste your food. Make sure enough salt and pepper's in there and achieve the flavor that we're looking for. Maybe a little touch of salt and pepper there. And other than that, it's fantastic. Okay, right as we're ready to take this off and actually put it on our tortillas, I have street-sized tortillas, which are the smaller ones. I like flour. They're more heartier, they're more filling, and they're more durable as far as you can let it sit for a little bit and you can get to the taco. It won't stale up on you such as the corn shells will, okay, or the corn tortillas will. And I'm gonna hit it with my cheddar cheese as I take it off. Kind of let it coat, get creamy and cheesy. There we are, I'm gonna mix that in. I'm gonna turn my pan off. It was so fast, so easy. This literally like took us 10 minutes after you have done the prepping, which was nothing at all. You can always add red onions in here if you want to. I think that's a great addition. But I kept it super simple. I used 3 main vegetable components in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and plate this off. Let me show you how it is. There we are. I'm gonna come come to my table. Let me get this out of here. Spoon back. And just nicely gonna put some nice kale on there. Oh my God, it smells amazing in here. And you've seen, just with the little bit that I made, look at how much filling I still have left out in my pan. I mean, this is enough for another 4 tacos, and I already got 2 down. So if you're even talking about an appetizer when your guests come, within 10 minutes you'll crank this out while you guys are hanging out, and your guests they'll be entertained. You won't be gone from the scene for a long time, and you'll return with just fresh food right in front of them. And what I'm gonna do here to finish this off is I'm gonna go with just a little bit more of that cheese right here, and it'll melt because that steam is still shooting out. And I'm gonna give it a touch of that aioli that we made, that roasted red pepper, cilantro, lemon juice, and mayonnaise. There we are. Top it like that. And there we have it. Vegetarian street tacos.